Ladies and gentlemen, Geri Petito.
I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do,
Just what to do, just what to do.
if what you're feeling is really true,
Is it really true? Is it really true?
just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change is found, change is found. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geri Petito Show. Everyone and anyone who knows me knows I am the author of I'm Not an Addict, I'm Just an Ass. I'd rather be a smartass than a dumbass. Because, guys, 32 years ago I was a dumbass. But today, 32 years later, through the grace of God, I can honestly say now I'm a smartass. Yes, the word ass is in the Bible at least 40 times, and it means donkey. And that's what I was. I'm saying all that to say this. We've all had the roughest few years of our lives, right? All over the world, not just here. And I want everyone out there to know someone is listening. I'm a nutritional health coach and I'm a recovery coach. All my services to you are free. Please, please reach out. If you think my book can help someone, because I do, you can go right to Simon & Schuster's bookstore, Archway Publishing, BAM, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and you can go to my website, www.geripetito.com, and please subscribe to the Geri Petito Show YouTube channel. Now, guys, if you truly, truly, truly cannot afford my book, please, please reach out to me about that as well. I need to thank some of my sponsors, and then I will introduce my guests. So first, Michael D'Amore. He's a singer, songwriter, performer, entertainer. He's incredible, guys. Check him out, www.michaeldamore.com. You can purchase some of his songs. John Monforto, the man of many faces. I actually named him that. Singer, actor, celebrity impersonator, and tribute artist. And he was given the name by a former Philadelphia mayor, Philly Rocky Impersonator. Okay? You can go to www.johnmonforto.com. Michael Zanman, guys. He's a great singer, entertainer as well, and performer. www.mzanman.com. Paula Ann from Ablaze Entertainment and Freedom Rings Festival, helping survivors of human trafficking to live a life of normalcy. And I'm also one of her sponsors, so please check her out at www.freedomringsfestival.com. And last but certainly not least, Anthony Hudson, presidential candidate 2024, and Kevin Duncan, vice presidential candidate 2024. People before politics. I usually don't get involved with politics, but I made an exception this time. This guy is running for nonpartisan. He also lives in Michigan. He's a regular guy. He's a truck driver, and he really wants to do some really good things for this country. He came live here a few times in our studio. Not only that, Ruben, the producer here, and I were invited to meet him at Yuma, Arizona at the borders. We spent days there with Border Patrol, Sheriff Department, the mayor, okay, and we covered the story of what's really, truly happening. So, guys, really, really check him out, and if you want to know anything, you can get in touch with me, okay? So now, having said that, I always bring it, right? Well, I'm bringing it again, and I have two really cool cats with me, all right? So first I want to introduce, of course, the star today, Carl Marmo, okay? The teddy bear of music. Carl, say hello.
Hey folks, how we doing? Hey Geri.
Hey, Carl. And then we have this young man who's incredible, okay? Brad Ziffer, say hello to everyone.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me, Geri and Carl.
So we're really happy that you could join us for a little while. We know you're down the shore having a blast with your family and your kids involved. So I want you to tell everyone a little bit about yourself. And then, Carl, you'll tell everyone what you want to say about Brad as well. Okay? Start with that, Brad.
Okay. Well, I'm a voice actor, a singer, musician, producer. I do a little bit of everything. And I have a recording studio. I have two studios, one in West Orange and one down at Wildwood Crest, that's where I am now. And so I'm in my vocal booth and just so my son's asleep, so I don't wake him up. But in any case, yeah, I do. A good chunk of my time is spent recording vocals for clients, whether it's commercials for TV, radio, internet, or song vocals and producing music. And yeah, that's pretty. I got my start, very early in music in churches. I was only like 5. I started playing piano, and then I started getting involved in worship teams, and it just evolved from there. And my love of music just grew, and I fell into voiceover much later. But yeah, music was the foundation, and really got me started. And I met Carl recently at the Oldies Luncheon that John Bishop put on, and we connected. And he's a fantastic guy, and him and his wife, and they're both great people. And he's a talented singer, and yeah, it just kind of all aligned, and we worked together. It's been fantastic.
So, and I got to meet you, and you're adorable, and you do an amazing job, and you're going to be helping a mutual friend of ours, Bert, right? So this is really
Yes.
cool.
Yeah.
So now I want to give the mic to Carl. Carl, tell everyone about your connection with this kid.
But like Brad said, we met at John Bishop's luncheon out in Jersey, and fast connection. We kind of really hit it off and stuff. And when I heard that he produces music and stuff, I said, "Look, I'm listening. I'm looking to do my next CD, and would you produce it?" And he said yes. And I went to his studio and laid down some tracks, and he actually made me sound better than I think that I do sound. It's just amazing and stuff. He's a wizard, and we actually did a duet together too, so which is really great.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really nice.
So now tell everyone a little bit about you, Carl.
I originally was a butcher. I started as a butcher. Then I decided to go into school security, and we merged under the police department. So I did the 25 years with the police department, school security, and the last part of that career was I did counterterrorism with them, and I did safety evacuation plans. Every school does a school safety plan, and I was in charge. I oversaw all of the plans for the whole school system that I would have them reviewed by my team and certified and approved.
It's really cool. So you're talking to a vegan, Mr. Ex-Butcher. But all right, forget that. Anyway, so now what you were doing in the schools, that's pretty cool. I mean,
Yeah,
wow.
it was. If you reach one kid, that was my goal.
Yeah.
You try to make that a safe environment so the teachers could teach, the kids can learn, and not have to worry about what was going to happen. And then every once in a while, you reach out to one knucklehead in the group, and by the end of the year, you'd find out that the kid is really a good kid and has his own situations going on at home. And every once in a while, you just make a connection. I remember I was walking after being out for a while, just walking along the boulevard out in Staten Island, and this young guy came out of a store, and he had to be in his late 20s then. And he said, "Do you remember me?" And I go, "No, why?" He goes, "I was that pain in the ass so-and-so that in one of the junior high schools." He goes, "And you were a real pain in the neck as a security personnel." He goes, "But I want to tell you something. Thank you, because this store right here, this tanning salon, I own it." Then he called out a woman's name, and she came rolling out with a stroller. He goes, "That's my wife and my son." He goes, "Thank you for being such a hard ass." He goes, "Because you got me on the straight and narrow." And when I come home and told my wife, I said it with tears in my eyes. I said, "Wow, I really make a difference every day." And I fell in love with it. That was supposed to be just a little side gig because I really wanted to go to culinary school. And once I started working with the kids, I fell in love with it. And I did 25 years doing that.
I
Amazing.
I have to share this little story with you because of what you just said, because you're right. So when I was only in my 20s, I had a condo in Robbinsville that my wonderful dad bought me. Me and my daughter lived there, and there was a family that lived upstairs, an African-American family, but just the mom and her 2 little girls that were the same age as my daughter. And we would do things together, and I would bring them food because I cooked. I'm a chef, and I'm Italian, so I would always bring them food. And I took them on vacation one year. And I never thought nothing of it, They didn't even look poor. They were beautifully dressed all the time. I mean, the mom worked. Okay. Years later, this happened probably 8 years ago. I'm in a restaurant because I ran poker games, okay? And me and one of my poker dealers, we're in the ladies' room talking, and I hear from the stall, "Miss Geri?" And I'm like, "What?" This girl comes out, adult, and she says, "You don't remember me. I'm Tiana, Kiana's sister." I said, "What?" She said, "I have to thank you." She goes, "I'll never forget your voice. We were so poor that you brought us food all the time and took us on vacation." And guys, I never knew that. They never seemed poor, looked poor, but I'll never stop thinking about that. So what you're saying, Carl, is so amazing. And I listen, guys, everyone who's listening, that one life that you can just turn their life around or touch or whatever, please do. Don't stop. Don't think one is not enough. One is enough, okay? So I just had to
One
say
becomes
that.
two. You know, Jerry, one becomes two, two becomes
Yes.
four, four becomes eight, and it snowballs from there. It's the greatest
Right.
thing.
So now, real quick for Brad, I have songs that we're going to be playing. Did Brad have something to do with all of them?
Every song that you're going to play today is on the CD that I did with Brad.
Okay.
And I think you're going to do "To All the Girls I Love Before." That's our duet. He's the Julio part of it, so smooth singing, and I'm the Willie, the raspy guy.
So you know what then, guys? Do we have to all the girls we loved before? Okay. Okay, he's checking because
If you don't have it with mine, it was with Brad. It was when you did Brad. You played it then too.
okay. The producer's checking right now,
Okay.
and okay, we'll play that one first. Okay. So he's gonna play it in about 30 seconds, guys. So do you want to tell us? Can they tell us a little bit about it first, Ruben? All right, tell us a little bit more about the song.
Well, I always loved country music, and I'm a huge Willie fan. I even got to meet him and stuff. And I said, man, this kid Brad's got such a smooth, I can call him a kid because I'm so much older than him.
Me too.
Yeah, he's got such a smooth voice. I said, I think if we do this song, he can definitely do the Julio part, and I'll do the Willie part. And I tell you the truth, I think we did this song almost like in one take, and then he's such a perfectionist that he called me up the next day and said, I was listening to the playback, and it's "To All the Girls we loved before," but then at some point you say "I loved" and "we loved." He goes, if it's going to be both of us, it's got to be "we" all the time. He goes, could we, when you come back to do the rest of the CD, you got to re-record that one line.
I love it.
And we did, and he's just, I definitely want to do more CDs with him again because he's just a great producer, just a really good friend and stuff.
Yeah, it really came together. I had a good time.
All right, so let's play it.
Yeah, we don't have it.
We don't have that one song?
No.
You didn't send that one to me, guys?
No, Brad had it was in Brad's queue that time.
Thought I sent a couple emails, I think, with tracks on them.
Yeah.
So
Tell you what we
your
have.
email.
All right, tell us what we have.
Okay, we have The Diary, Love Me With All Your Heart, I Don't Want to Talk About It, The Angels Listen In, I Miss You.
I could quickly send it to you if you want to.
All right, so how about this? You quickly email it. Wait, give him the email to send it to, and we'll play one of the other songs. Tell him the email.
Okay. Okay, I don't want to hear nothing from the studio audience. Thank you. Okay, the email you're going to send it to is ironfilms2121@gmail.com. I'll say it again for you. IRON.
I got it.
You got
Yep,
it?
I had it.
Okay.
Iron
Thank
Films, yep.
Okay.
Okay, let me quickly look for it. 'cause
You
I'm in
do
front.
that, and we'll play another song, guys.
Yep.
Let's
Yeah.
play
We're
one.
gonna do
Sounds
that.
good.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is not for Jerry, so if anybody sends me any emails to that one, I will not respond. Okay, this was just for these
Got that in
two
the bag.
wonderful singers here.
Knowing Brad, he's probably doing it
Play a
as he's
song.
sitting there.
Right now, I'm
What
sending
song?
it. Yeah,
What song?
Any song.
Any song. Okay.
I'm always connected here.
I'm sorry.
I can tell by your eyes that you've probably been crying forever. And the stars in the sky don't mean nothing to you. They're a mirror. I don't wanna talk about it, how you broke my heart. If I stay here, won't you listen to my heart? Oh, my heart. If I stand all alone, will the shadows hide the color of my heart? Blue for the tears, black for the nights, fears the stars in the sky don't mean nothing to you. They're a mirror. I don't wanna talk about it, how you broke my heart. If I stay just a little bit longer, if I stay here, won't you listen to my heart? Oh, my heart. I don't wanna talk about it, how you broke my heart. If I stay just a little bit longer, if I stay here, won't you listen to my heart? Oh, my heart. My heart. My old heart. My old heart. My old heart.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Sorry, Jerry.
Yes.
I
Thank you.
I did get the song from Brad, so we're gonna load it, and in a few minutes we'll have it ready.
Okay, I'll let you know when to play it. Thank you. We got the song, Brad. So that song is beautiful.
Thank you. It's funny. I sometimes I get 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm sitting at the kitchen table. My wife's upstairs sleeping, and I'm buzzing through my phone looking for songs to always add to the list because I do a lot of stuff in senior centers and I like to change it up. And I came across this song and I go, wow, this song is incredible. And there's another one too that eventually I want to record also. It's called Goodbye. Kenny Rogers did it about a year or so before he passed away. I don't know if you ever heard it. It's absolutely incredible. And it's something I like to cover too. For me, it's got to be about, and I think Brad's the same way. They got to have meaning. These songs, they got to touch you. And if I like them, then I feel that I'll do the song justice. If I don't like the song, I can still sing it, but I don't really get into it. But when I did this song, Brad turned to me. I think he said he liked this song out of all of the ones that I did in the city. He said, you kind of like channeled a little bit of Rod Stewart through this one. You got a little raspy. I just got into that song so much, man, really.
It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So, Brad, I have a question for you first, and then we're going to play that song, and then I want to ask Carl the same question. So, growing up, okay, who did you love What musician inspired you?
Well, my parents were always listening to, 50s, 60s music. Heard a lot of Sinatra. I'm half Italian, half Greek. Heard a lot of the crooners, the Dean Martin, stuff like that. And that's where I think just hearing it, I just started singing. I mean, on top of the music I was doing in church, but when I was doing private parties and events, I was always gravitating towards the crooner style, and that's, I think, what just took off. But a lot of Sinatra, a lot of Dean Martin. I love Elvis, and I know you love Elvis. A lot of the greats. I never really listened to a whole lot of the music current, that was on the radio. I mean, I like 80s music, and I've done some, George Michael and things like that, and some Boy George. And when I'm out doing a party, I'll throw some random 80s in. But I always gravitate back to the crooner style, the Bobby Darin and all that, Roy Orbison. And,
I love it all. I love it all. So what about you, Carl?
Yeah, I think that's why me and Brad are such kindred spirits, because it's, for me, growing up in an Italian household, I remember getting up early. My grandmother was at the stove cooking the sauce. My mother was mopping floors, and she would put a stack of Jimmy Roselli albums on and play them through and then flip them. So I learned how to sing Italian songs phonically. But then my grandmother was into the 40s singers. So it was Jerry Vale, Vic Damone, Sinatra, Tony Bennett. It's a huge benefit. And then I started getting into that doo-wop era, which I fell in love with Johnny Maestro, and I got to do a street sign for him out here on Staten Island. So, and it was just music was always in the background in my life, always playing. And it's just, I remember that after I retired from the police department, it was about 2 years. My wife said, "Are you going to stay home for the rest of your life? What are you going to do? You're only 50-something years old." I said, "I got to figure it out." And she goes, "What?" I said, "Don't worry." And like a month later, stereo equipment, things started getting speakers, microphones. She goes, what is all of this stuff? I said, "I'm going to sing." She goes, "Sing what?" I said, "I'm going to sing for a second career." She goes, "You sing?" And it just started off like that. And I love those Bennett, Sinatra, Dean Martin, one of my wife's favorites, and Elvis, of course, and then Johnny Maestro. I got to sing a Johnny Maestro song on the CD, which for me, it's a big thrill and stuff. So I thought he was probably one of the greatest voices of all time. Him and Elvis, I listen to them forever.
Amazing. So are we ready to play the song? All right, here we go.
All right.
To all the girls we've loved before, who travel in and out my door, I'm glad they came along. I dedicate this song to all the girls we've loved before.
To all the girls I once caressed, and may I say I've held the best. For helping me to grow, I owe a lot, I know, to all the girls I've loved before. The winds of change are always blowing,
And every time I try to stay, the winds of change continue blowing, and they just carry me away. To all the girls who shared my life, who now are someone else's wives, I'm glad they came along. I dedicate this song to all the girls I've loved before.
to all the girls who cared for me, who filled my nights with ecstasy. They live within my heart. I'll always be a part of all the girls I've loved before. The winds of change are always blowing,
And every time I try to stay,
the winds of change continue blowing, and they just carry me away. To all the girls we've loved before,
who travel in and out our door,
we're glad they came along.
we dedicate this song
To all the girls we've loved before,
to all the girls we've loved before.
who traveled in and out our doors.
We're glad they came along
We dedicate this song
to all the girls we've loved before.
Absolutely beautiful, boys.
Thank you. It's all on Brad.
Wow.
He's
You
amazing.
know, when we started recording, I always try to pair up gear. You know, it's the less talked about aspect of recording. You know, is the hardware, and I love using vintage gear and or gear based on vintage gear. So a lot of his vocals were done on a Neumann M49 vintage microphone with like a Neve 1073 preamp and LA two-way compressor. So I know stuff that most people don't. You know, like what the heck is that? But yeah. But
I still don't know what the hell you're talking about.
But all that gear, you know, and it's gear that they've used, you know, Capitol Records all over. I mean, most big studios, and I have a whole collection of stuff. But I love analog, and it really does add to the whole vibe of the track, and especially depending on what you're going for. But you know, I'll pair up mics with different singers and whatnot, what works best. And yeah, I mean, this mic worked so well, I just left it, and but yeah, it helps to just kind of add more of a smoothness and a richness to the overall vocals and the vibe. So I'm all into that, you know, aspect of it.
Beautiful, no matter what you just said, it's beautiful.
Thanks. That's the
Don't worry,
science
Jerry,
behind the play.
Every once in a while, when he starts talking that equipment stuff, I got to take a dictionary out or an encyclopedia and try to understand what he's saying. I just said, just make me sound good, and that's all I want to worry about.
Listen, when I deal with this producer here, because he's young, he's only in his 40s, I can't talk to young people anymore. I'm like, listen, talk my language, yes or no? So, all right, so now let's play another one of the songs. Okay, producer? Here we go, guys.
Still, I recall all the good times together, the love we share, the fun and the laughter. How I wish you could feel what my heart says tonight, dear. Oh, I miss you, and I wish you were here. Dreams that I had, they lay broken in sorrow. The plans I made, the hopes for tomorrow. If I could, I would tell you I'm lonesome tonight, dear. Oh, I miss you, and I wish you were here. All through the night, I will see memories passing, the way you looked, the sound of your laughing, how I long for the touch of your hand holding mine, dear. Oh, I miss you, and I wish you were here. Oh Lord, miss you, and I wish you were here.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Wow.
Elvis, you like Elvis? That's the deal.
But come on, man. It sounds beautiful.
Thank you.
So, all right. So, a couple more questions for you, both of you. Okay. So, Brad obviously is going to have to answer this differently because he's a lot younger than us. But who did you ever like say, I really wish I could have met? Maybe you have, and maybe you can't meet that person.
You mean artist, like a
Yes.
singer?
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure a lot of people would say Sinatra. That's I've seen concerts on TV or videos on YouTube. It'd be awesome to have met him. Like I mentioned, George Michael. I think he was
Yeah.
a genius, and I would have loved to meet him. I mean, there's so many. Speaking of Johnny Maestro, actually, and speaking of things happening for a reason. This is a little quick side story, but years ago on Facebook, I ran across a female singer who was looking for a keyboardist, and I happened to connect with her, and I became her keyboardist for a short period of time. And we performed at Tarrytown Music Hall, and we opened for Johnny Maestro. I wasn't singing at the time; she was actually singing. I was the piano player, but I hung out with the Brooklyn Bridge backstage, and then I hung out with Johnny when he arrived.
Oh
and I
my
got a
gosh.
picture. So cool, and I got to watch him perform after we went. We were like the opening act, and it inspired me so much just to see, and at his age, and how he was so on point, on pitch the whole time, and that really inspired me. And from then on, I really started going deeper into the doo-wop, the '50s music. But I think that was like one big impact, on me that kind of shifted my, my direction a little bit. But I mean, I'm glad I got to meet him, and
Wow.
that's always going to live in my memory.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I wish I could have met him. Are you kidding me? That's incredible. I didn't
Yeah,
know that you met him. Wow.
Yeah, it
And
was
you
really
got
cool.
to open for him.
Yep.
Okay, wow. Okay. So, Carl, who maybe you've wanted to meet, maybe you have met, maybe you wish you could? Tell me.
I guess one that I would have liked to meet would be Elvis.
Okay.
I always tell people when you hear so many different songs being sung, I said, even when your song comes out with the original artist who done it, says it's great, it's a good cut. But I said the song's really not sung until Elvis gets a whack at it, because there's just something about the way he put a song over,
Yeah.
and especially his ballads. I mean, I loved his upbeat stuff, but his ballads were amazing. Though I did get to meet Johnny Maestro. I actually got to have them dedicate a street sign out here for him. I got to meet him once or twice. I would have loved to have met maybe Dean Martin. I met Tony Bennett. I met a lot of the doo-wop singers. I went to the East Coast rock and roll induction ceremony, the first one, so I got to meet so many different artists and stuff. But it has to be Elvis would have been the one that would have really been the cherry on the cake for me.
Yeah.
Really.
I got to interview Elvis Presley's nurse Marion, and she's still going, guys. Keep her in prayer. She's in her late 90s, and she's still doing fine. I actually talked to her last week, but she needs prayer. And I got to be interviewed by George Klein at Graceland. And I got to interview Priscilla Presley's son, Navarone, recently. And I got to interview a gentleman that goes by Elvis Aaron Presley Jr. Now, he's my age. I'll be 63. He's already 63, but we were both born in 61. And I got court documents before the interview, that's right, stating he owns the rights to the name of his father. So I have all the court documents, so he is who he says he is, guys. Elvis Aaron Presley Jr., check him out. So I've been honored. I mean, I still have the ticket. I never got to see Elvis. He passed away. But I have that ticket in my Elvis poker room. I had an Elvis poker table made and everything. So really cool. But that's pretty cool that you guys got to meet Johnny Maestro, both of you. Wow.
Yeah. I don't know if you ever heard it. I'm actually trying to get it. I have to talk to Brad about it, but there's a song that Johnny did for Christmas called Christmas Serenade. And there is no track for it anywhere. And I'm dying to just get the music to that song because I would love. If you have never heard it before, get a chance to Google it. It's called Christmas Serenade. It is an incredible Christmas song.
So then talk my language. Okay, wait, I'm confused. When you say there's no track for it, but you could hear the song, tell me
In other words, there's him singing the song, but when I sing, I sing with tracks, which is the music and the background singers minus the lead vocal, and then when I go out somewhere to sing, I would sing the lead to that. Those are called tracks, like a karaoke track. I would
Oh,
love to be able to get a track to that song, so
gotcha.
I can do that song and record it because I don't know if you ever heard it before. It is an incredible song.
Okay. I'll have to look it up. I may have, I'm not sure. If I said yes, I'd be lying, so I'm hoping I have.
Once you hear it, you'll probably call me and tell me, "Wow, what a great song!" Because
Okay.
it is.
Okay. Text me the name of it and to remind me because I will look it up. So now, all right, so now let's play another song, okay? Because I love that Brad can hang out a little bit. So let's play another song. Here we
Yeah, this
go,
song's fun.
guys.
Sleep with thing.
Here we go, kids. Here we go. All right. Ta-da.
Love me with all of your heart. That's all I want, love. Love me with all of your heart, or not at all. Just promise me this, that you'll give me all your kisses every winter, every summer, every fall. When we are far apart, or when you're near me, love me with all of your heart as I loved you. Don't give me your love for a moment or an hour. Love me always as you love me from the start, with every beat of your heart. Just promise me this, that you'll give me all your kisses every winter, every summer, every fall. When we are far apart, or when you're near me, love me with all of your heart as I love you. Don't give me your love for a moment or an hour. Love me always as you love me from the start, with every beat of your heart.
Beautiful, boys. Beautiful.
Yeah, he's great on that. Yeah, he really brings the essence. He doesn't sound the same on every track, which is nice. He really changes the style a little bit and caters to the music and the track and stuff.
So, Carl, how do you think that song came out? And then how was it really working with this kid? How was it working with Brad? Was he tough?
He will go, "You want to do it one more time?" And I go, "I don't know. What do you think? You think I have to?" And he goes, "I think we did. I don't think I did any of those songs more than 2 times, except for To All the Girls I've Loved Before
Yeah.
we had to run the lines, and I think there was one other. He kept saying, modulate up a little higher on this towards the end, and that was really about it. He goes, man, you made it easy. He makes it very easy. He's a perfectionist. I go in there, I know what songs I want to do, and I'm always a firm believer. My wife is the first year, and I'll say, do you think this is a song that I should be doing? And I said, because if I really stink at this song, tell me, because there's no sense doing it. You got to this is what I'm a firm believer. You got to do justice to the music, to the song. I mean, we want to keep this music alive, and if you're not going to do justice to the song and you're going to hack it to pieces, don't do it. Just don't do it.
So you're right about that.
Sometimes the magic happens in the first take. And, if you push it too much and you push an artist to do too many takes, they start to lose the energy and the vibe. And so in a lot of cases, it was the first take. I like to just have like a safety, like a second take on hand in case I want to, pull something or whatever. I hear something when I'm mixing or whatever. But yeah, no, he was a pro. He just kind of knocked it out in the first takes. And
man, you make it easy, brother.
As a fan, right? As someone that just loves music, I could never, unless it's terrible and really, really obvious, I can't tell if anyone's off key or if this isn't perfect or if that sound, I can't. And I don't think most of us regular people, not musicians, really can tell. We just listen and we either know if it's good or not. Do you know what I mean? And it sounds so great to me. So.
You want
there's
to
a
hear
lot of
something
work.
funny? I'm sorry, Brad. You want to hear something funny? When I first started doing this, I had a neighbor across the street from me was actually, I would tell him a track that I wanted, and he'd find it for me, and he'd burn it and stuff. And then after a while, he goes, a lot of these tracks you're doing, this Elvis stuff, is basically in the key of G. He goes, and that's your key. I go, what, excuse me? He goes, yeah. I said, so when I turned to him, he said, you know something? Elvis sings in my key of G. She says, don't flatter yourself. You sing in Elvis's key of G. Let's get this straight. I didn't even know what key I was singing in, but it's mainly in the key of G. It's a natural key for me. And obviously, a lot of the songs he did was in the key of G mainly and stuff. As crazy as it sounds.
So I'm getting texts from people saying that they love it's great and this and that. And John Terlizzi is telling me, I love John, to say hello to both of you.
Oh, hey, John.
Yeah.
Hey, John. John always texts me and says hi.
John's so funny because he loves when I call him my stalker. He's my favorite stalker on Facebook, okay? So we love you, John. John is actually with Hamilton Radio now. He does a show once a month, so it's very cool.
Awesome.
So
He's a
Yeah.
nice guy.
Connect with him a little. Yeah, we met at also the luncheon.
that's right.
But he's big help. He likes to connect people. He's
Yeah.
really good.
He's awesome. Yeah. So now, all right. So now I have another question for you guys. Okay. So other than oldies and doo-wop and all that, right? Elvis, oldies, doo-wop, okay, all that. Did you guys ever we'll start with Brad. Did you ever like any, classic rock? I mean, Led Zeppelin. I mean, anything. Did you ever like any of that?
Not well. I mean, I listen to a variety just because I like to, broaden my horizons, I guess. But the funny thing is, I was in a punk band when I was when I was in I guess it was when I was roughly starting college, somewhere in high school. I teamed up with some of my friends from church, or one friend, and he had brought his friends in, and we had a punk band. We had a pretty decent following in Morris County. And we did some cool gigs at skate parks and some other things. And I wrote some of the music, and they wrote some of the music. Really interesting time, but it's I feel like I'm more of a crooner than I am like a punk rocker. But it was a fun time. We had an article written in the paper, and I still have it mounted in my basement, framed.
Yeah.
They took headshots of us and stuff. It was really cool.
So wait. Okay, I have to ask. So you go from church
Yeah, I know.
to punk rock.
It was wholesome lyrics, though.
So, all right, I have a question before Carl answers my question. A cappella, can you give us a little of something punk you did?
Oh gosh. Well, I wasn't. I mean, this has been so long ago. I wouldn't have even remembered.
Not
what the
even
heck
a 30 seconds of something? I'm sure you remember something.
Let me see if I could pull up a Blink 182 song. Maybe I could pull. It's been so long since I've listened to.
Because
maybe have Carl start, and I'm gonna see if I can.
all right,
pull
so
something.
Carl, you answered the question. Well, he is definitely going to find something. Okay, Carl.
Yeah, for me it was my grandmother, when I was a young kid, besides Jimmy Roselli, she would play this album. I just remember it was called The Fabulous 40s, and you bought them on TV. So it'd be Jerry Vale, Vic Damone. Then my mother, may she rest in peace, was a huge Al Jolson fan. So like, I know so many Al Jolson songs. Like I just loved the way he sang. But then I would cross over and it would be country because of Willie and George Strait.
Oh, yeah.
And then I would even get into some of the opera stuff. Like let me hear Pavarotti singing Nessun Dorma, and it's just like blows my mind. Someone said. Then I got hooked on Les Miserables, and I would listen to Alfie Boe singing Bring Him Home, and I would sit in front of the TV, and I actually bought the DVD. And I would listen to him to do that song, and it would bring tears to my eyes. I go, oh my God. So it was just a barrage of and then I would listen to Leonard Skinner.
Okay.
Or Dave Mason, I would go to Gambit and stuff. But the main roots would be that doo-wop, because my uncle lived in the same house, and he would play that music. And today at my gig, I did King of the Road, Roger Miller. My uncle must have played that song 40 times in a row, and I remember every word to it as a kid. So it was just music. It was just music.
So now, Brad, did you find something for us?
Yeah, so the song, I Miss You. I don't know if you know this, Blink 182, I Miss You. This was popular, but maybe, I don't know, a long time ago.
Come on.
So this, it's been so long since I've actually
That's
tried.
okay. I don't care.
All right, let's see. So this is like Tom's part. Let's see. Where are you? And I'm so sorry. I cannot sleep. I cannot dream tonight. I need somebody and always. This sick, strange darkness comes creeping on, so haunting every time. And as I stared, I counted the webs from all the spiders, catching things and eating their insides, like indecision to call you and hear your voice of treason. Will you come home and stop this pain tonight? Well, stop this pain tonight.
All right, so just so you know, then you can sing anything. That was pretty good, man. What do you think, Carl?
Yeah, he's one talented young son. So it's youth. Youth does it.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Thanks.
You shocked.
That's not something you'd normally hear me
No,
do.
you shocked me, but that was pretty cool.
Thanks,
All right.
thank you.
So now, before we play another song, is there anything, Brad, you'd like to share?
Let's see. Just anything? Just
Anything, promote yourself, whatever, honestly.
Okay. If anybody's interested in doing anything, voiceovers, I do voiceovers constantly for clients, Fortune 500 and 100 clients. If anybody has a need for that, please reach out. I am Brad at bradziffer.com. You can go to my website, bradziffer.com. If anybody's looking to do a demo or an album or, have me produce anything, of course, I'm open to that. I am relocating. I actually just sold my house, West Orange, and I'm relocating down to Manahawkin. And so I should be closer to the luncheons, the oldies luncheons. I love South Jersey, so I'll be down there. And if anybody's closer to Wildwood, of course, they come to my studio here. I'm always available for people. I do voiceover coaching as well for people looking to get into that. I do all kinds of private events, private parties. I've done weddings and funerals because I was involved in, churches for so many years. So I cover quite a bit of ground. But just check out, Brad Ziffer Productions on YouTube. I have tons of videos of covers, and I do a lot of filming down the shore here in Cape May and Wildwood, and I put those as backdrops to a lot of the songs. So it's very relaxing and just to sit there and watch the videos. So check that out. And, follow me on Facebook. Just look me up, Brad Ziffer. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram, either my name or Brad Ziffer Productions. So I'm able to find me. But so, I'm an all-around creative guy. I love collaborating with people. That's what keeps me going is just, music and the arts and being creative. I'm fortunate that I'm able to do this, for a living, and I love it.
So do you are you artistic at like in drawing and all that? Do you,
Yeah, I like
feeling.
to. When I was in school, I was in honors, arts courses, and I used to do T-shirt design. I used to sell at craft shows, and your fabric painting and stuff like that. And yeah, I did. So I won some contests in the past when I was in school and stuff. And I like to do regular painting and just stencils and
Yeah.
pencil drawings. And in fact, even at the house I just sold in West Orange, I designed all the paving work. I just have an eye for stuff, and I designed a whole hardscaping, at my house. It came out really nice. But yeah, everything I just have a vision and I find a way to set it in motion. And but I have drones. I love photography, and I
That's cool.
shoot video, and so you'll see some of that like on my videos on YouTube.
That's so
Yeah.
cool. I'm an artist. I went to art school, School of Visual Arts in New York, but
Awesome.
not recently, probably like 10 years ago, I met someone on the train and they had an SVA folder. And I asked him, I said, is anything hands on? And he said, nothing anymore. They don't even draw, everything's graphic. I'm not happy about that, but that's okay. But I had a feeling you were artistic as well. So now, Carl, is there anything you'd like to share?
The only thing I can draw is money out of the bank. You know, I think a lot of people see my posts. I love to cook.
Yep.
I'm always, it's a lot of people tell me stop doing that. Matter of fact, I forget who it was. I said, I just seen one of your pictures and I just woke up. Now you're making me hungry. I'm going back into the kitchen and get something to eat. So, like I said, when I was a butcher, it started with me being a butcher and cooking, and then that Neapolitan background. Italians we're cooks, we're singers and we're lovers. My wife will snicker at the lover part, but cooks and singers we're great at and stuff. So that's really basically it. I just love to cook and sing, and every day I can go out and sing. I wake up singing. She says, "Shut up!" And the minute I wake up in the morning, I'm looking to sing and stuff. So,
Well, I also went to cooking school and in New York, and that's when I met the young man with the SVA folder. I'm a vegan chef. So, but I'm Italian, so I can cook anything, obviously. That we're in the kitchen at what, 5, 6, 7 years old, right? We have to help our moms, right? But I love all your cooking posts as well. Yeah, I'm a foodie, and no matter where we go to eat or what I cook, I take photos, and everybody laughs at me, and I'm like, I got to take my food photos. I have folders in my phone with all my art and my food.
well, my next bunch of stuff you'll see posted now is coming up to that time of the year. Will be struffelers, and you'll
Okay.
see me the steak. Oh, I'll be making them. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, so now, producer. All right, so how many more songs do we have? Okay, let's play another one.
If you can, the Johnny Maestro song would be great.
Do you have
The
the
Angels listened
the which one?
in. Angels listened in.
How about the Angels Listen In? We'll play that next. Okay.
The angels listened in when they heard me praying. The angels listened in when they heard me saying, please send me someone to love. Send the one I'm thinking of, my darling. The angels send you. The angels listened in when they heard me crying. The angels listened in. There's no denying they sent one with lovely charms, one who really thrills my arms, my darling, when the angels sent you. I searched everywhere just to find someone who cares. They came down to interrupt, just as I had given up. The angels listened in and brought you near me. The angels listened in. I love them dearly. They gave me the whole wide world, wrapped up in one little girl, my darling, when the angels send you. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, 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 oh.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh. So talk about that song, what it means to both of you.
You go first, Brian.
Well, it's just it's a feel good song, and I don't know if I have any specific thoughts on it. I mean, I love the song. I've sung it many times when I've performed it out. That's a Johnny Maestro song, and I do like I love anything Johnny does,
Yeah.
and yeah, no, it's just a great choice. I think it really worked, and I think Har really brought out the essence of Johnny on this. Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
So what do you think, Carl? What do you think?
Yeah, that's if you look behind me, I think you see let's see if I in my areas.
There he is.
Johnny, I remember the day I got the notice that he passed away, and I was just sitting in my office. We were supposed to go out that night, and one of my fellow workers called me up and said, "How you doing?" And I said, "Oh, yeah, not bad. What's going on?" He goes, "You okay?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Obviously you didn't hear the news." And I said, "What news?" And he goes, "Johnny Maestro passed away in Cape Coral last night." And I was like devastated. And I said, "My goodness." And he's not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, not in the big one,
We talked
Which-
about him today.
which blows my mind. So I said, it was stuff I said to my wife, I got to do something about this. And I started making up little flyers for petition. And I actually had two of my friends, one owned the butcher shop, one owned the pizzeria. My wife with a friend sat in front of one place. I sat in front of the other out in the street, and I had people coming over and signing. And I ran and met a woman named Karen Sayers. I don't know if you ever met her. And she said, big Johnny Maestro fan. And then I guess she introduced me to Ron Mastrangelo, Johnny's brother.
Oh, okay.
And I became friendly with the family. And the next thing I know is he was writing a letter for me that said I was a spokesperson for the family to approach the borough president. I said, if we can't get him in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which we made ourselves called Team Maestro, there was a bunch of us, I said, I'm going to get a street sign dedicated to him. And I was able to approach the borough president at the time, Jimmy Otto. And if you come into Staten Island and go down Midland Avenue on the corner of Midland and Mason, there's a sign under Mason that says Johnny Maestro Way.
Okay.
And at that street sign, I ended up gotten very close with Vito Pacone because he came down and did some stuff. The Brooklyn Bridge came down that day. I got to meet Grace Mastrangelo, Johnny's wife. Letty Coco, may he rest in peace, became a really good friend of mine. And we got the street sign done. And it was funny. I was at a taping of Letty Coco was going to be on the Vito Pacone show, Let the Good Times Roll. And I was helping carry in and bring food in for the people when they sit in the green room. And Lenny opened up the door, and he looked at me, and he pulled back like frightened. And I said, what do I do? I bring the food, and I come back out. I said, did I do anything, Mr. Coco? And he said, I have to tell you, with tears in his eyes, I said, I have to tell you something, son. Do you realize that you look like a young Johnny Maestro? And I said, no. And then I seen a picture of Johnny when he was younger. We're talking about a lot of years ago.
Okay.
John's gone about 12 years now. Since that, this is at least 12 years ago. He goes all around here. He goes, and he was a real good friend of mine. And me and Lenny stood friends through the years. Around the holidays, we would text each other or call each other. What a great guy. It was his birthday just the other day. He was 80, would have been 86 years old.
We just talked about him on my show prior. I interviewed Bill Keith and Robert Kretschmer, and we were talking about that Johnny Maestro is not in the Hall of Fame.
He's in a lot of different ones, but
Yes,
he's not in the big one.
I know,
Yeah,
and I don't understand it. Like, do you have
Yeah.
any idea, like, why? Like, what the heck? Is it political? Because he should be in it.
we actually petitioned this other couple that was part of Team Maestro, Donna and Vinny Tutelamundo. Lisa and Vinny Tutelamundo. They put a package together, and we sent it. We mailed it to them. I mean, and his name comes up on the first listing,
It's crazy.
but when it comes to the voting, for some reason, it doesn't get in it.
I
So
don't understand.
we try to reach out to Paul Schaefer, so many different people, Bruce Springsteen, Billy Joel. They all sit on a panel, and I said, and I admire all of these singers. I said, have they listened to one of Johnny's songs?
I don't get
Are
it.
they deaf? Are they deaf? Is that the problem? Because he is the ultimate doo-wop singer.
No
and
kidding.
just singer in general.
That's right. I don't understand it. It angers me, and I'm sure it angers you and most people. I don't get it. I'll never frickin' get that. But
Yeah, Jerry, I have one of his CDs, and on it, he was I think he was in Connecticut, one of his music videos, DVDs. And they interviewed him and the guys in the band between songs. And Freddie said something that really struck me as the craziest thing, and I had to
Okay.
approach him when I finally got to meet him.
Okay.
He said on the DVD, we think we do a really good job. We always wanted to be considered one of the premier doo-wop groups. And when I finally got to meet him at the luncheon, because we all went out to the Colonnade Diner out here in Staten Island, because that's where Johnny would then the family would go to eat after when he sang out here. I said, Freddie, number one, it's an honor to meet you and Les Couchy and the guys. You said something on the DVD that you always wanted to be considered one of the best doo-wop. I said, you are the best doo-wop groups. I said,
Amazing.
remember one thing, Johnny was your blessing and your curse at the same time, because you'll never get another guy that sounds like Johnny Maestro. Though I just did a gig in a restaurant out here in Staten Island, a Lobster House Joe's, with a gentleman named Ed Gaudio.
Oh, yes.
And Ed, if you close your eyes and listen to Ed Gaudio sing, he is the closest I've ever heard to Johnny Maestro in my life.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I hope something changes here because it's not okay.
No, it's not.
So, producer, do we have one or two more songs?
Believe it or not, we jumped ahead, so I kind of lost track.
Okay.
Where it works. I know we had 6 altogether.
Here's Diary.
Oh,
Okay.
You didn't play that one? Diary?
You're the producer.
Okay.
I wasn't sure. Okay, we'll play Diary.
Okay.
How I'd like to look into that little book, the one that has the lock and key. I know the boy that you care for, the boy who's in your diary. When it's late at night, what is the name you write? Oh, what I'd give if I could see. Say I'm the boy that you care for, the boy who's in your diary. Do you recall and make note of all the little things I say and do? The name you underline, I'm hoping that it's mine. Darling, I'm so in love with you. Please don't leave me blue. Make all my dreams come true. You know how much you mean to me. Say I'm the boy that you care for, the boy who's in your diary.
Great job. So pretty. Oh my gosh, so pretty. Amazing.
1959 that song came out in.
You know, I wasn't even born. Think about how timeless this music is, okay? So Brad obviously wasn't born. I mean, but I'm just saying, like, young people too, right? Look at him. And I wasn't even born, and like, to me, all that music is the best. It's amazing. It's priceless. It's timeless. That music is amazing. That's real music.
Yeah.
Nothing like it today.
Oh,
I say when I sing a song, I'll go. They don't write stuff like this anymore, folks. And when I first started doing the senior centers, my wife would say, Oh man, you're gonna do some of these songs, and you're gonna get them so depressed they're gonna want to wheel themselves up to the roof and throw themselves
No.
off. And then the recreation coordinator, or if they're in the reminiscent ward, they'll go quite the contrary. I say to them, look at the spark in their eyes
Yes.
when they hear these old songs. It's like they're reliving their youth all over again. And they'll approach me at the end and go, "Thank you so much." I said, "Man, this is unbelievable." I said that music, kings and paupers can discuss music.
That's right.
Music.
I always say this, music saves lives. I mean, look at through COVID. I want to thank all the musicians out there for what you guys have done, because even the lives on Facebook has saved so many lives. Trust me. I got more than once, but I got a thank you from someone in the hospital bed, saying, "Geri, thank you for that live." She had her nurse prop up her phone. Okay, so guys, I want to thank all of you for your music. Amazing. And, like I said, this music is timeless, and it does bring people back, and it brings them back to a good place. Even if there's a song, say somebody, it was a song, you broke up to, and it was a sad thing, you still smile when you hear it,
Yep.
It doesn't bring back bad memories. Music just doesn't, It's amazing.
Sure is.
So, now, Brad, we threw my producer off with sending him that other song. So, did we miss any songs?
What else do we have? Well, it's Quando Quando, right? I don't think we
Yeah,
did that
that's
one.
there. I think
This
we said
magic
that.
moment, I don't think we did, right?
Do you have this magic moment, Bert? No, we don't have that there. Do you
I mean, I
have?
could-
Tell
if you
me
need
the song.
anything.
Tell Brad the songs again, please. And then think about what we didn't play. That's all. Because we only got 5, and then that 6th one from you.
I think Pretty Blue Eyes, I don't think we did that one, right?
Do you have Pretty
No, we
Blue
didn't.
Eyes?
I think we have Quando Quando there.
Do you have Quando Quando? No. All right, tell us the songs that he sent us.
I think we didn't
If you
play.
need
I don't
anything,
want to
I can
talk
shoot
about
it
it.
over quick.
What?
If you need something, I could send it over.
Wait,
quickly.
1 second. What was the song, Ruben?
I don't want to talk about it. I don't think we played that one, did we?
We have that one. I don't want to talk about it.
I think that was one of the first songs we did, I think.
Yeah, we did that one already.
Okay, we
We
did.
did.
Tell him the songs. He'll know.
I miss you. I don't want to talk about it. To all the girls who loved you before.
We did those 3.
Love me with all.
Okay.
The diary.
Okay.
The angels listen. I remember that one.
And that's it? Yeah, it would have been the 6th. That's all we had.
Yep.
So we played those. That's all that was sent to us. So,
Okay.
all right. So listen, we have a few minutes left. I don't want you guys to get off thinking, you really wanted to say this or whatever it was, promoting or anything. Anything else about the music you want to share? So let's start with you, Brad.
Okay. Well, I'm working on my own CD that'll eventually be on. I know we spoke about this a while back. Things got put on hold just because life happens, and with the move, with me transitioning to a different home, it's I just wanted to pick up once I'm officially settled back. So eventually there will be a CD, and if you just check on my Facebook page or my website, I'll have news about that. And of course, I'm always pumping out covers, which you could find, like I said, online. And when I do perform out, like lately, and I know you just had Joey M and Tommy C on, which was a really cool interview. It was great. And I perform quite a bit at Joey's restaurant here in Wildwood. So any dates that I'm appearing, I'll of course post. And Carl and I hope to eventually collaborate on a live gig coming up one of these days. So again, just keep posted to my Facebook page for any upcoming dates or events, or if you want to contact me or chat or whatever. Just find me online. But it was a real pleasure, like I said, to work with Carl, and I love collaborating with artists. And as you know, I did a duet with Michael D'Amore, and
Right.
I work with Ed Rambeau quite a bit. And we
Yep.
do some,
Yep.
yeah, we're always talking, and so I'm just a people person. Like I just love doing this. I mean, even regardless if you make a living off of it or not, it's just a passion, and when it's a passion, you follow your heart and you do it and you love it, and that's all it is, And I'm like a kid in a candy shop in my studio because, like I said, I collect all this gear, and I've been collecting it for the last 12, 13 years, and I have racks of analog equipment and all kinds of, and it's just sitting there playing with the knobs. It's like you're in Toys R Us playing with, like a 4-year-old going down the aisle and playing with little toys. It's just my toy store, and I just love it. I'm glad I found my passion. But like I said, I'm happy to share that with other people and be there for people. And if they're able to find, happiness and enjoyment in the music, I'm glad I'm able to do that.
Very cool. Yes, and I loved what you did with Michael. That was beautiful.
Thank
So
you.
very
Thank
cool.
you.
So now, Carl Marmo, baby. Oh,
Yeah.
wait, before you talk, wait. So where did Teddy Bear come from?
Oh, that's just such a funny story. See the other picture in the back? There's Alex Augustine, our dear friend Alex. I was at
Rest
his
in
club.
peace.
Well, let me start from the beginning. I was at a club out here in Staten Island called the Group Harmony Club, out of Staten Island Group Harmony Club, and I brought a CD over with some tracks, and I was going to get up and sing. That's like an open mic, and for some reason my CD would not play, so I'm just standing there staring at everybody sitting in the restaurant, and I winged it. I did 2 songs a cappella, but halfway through the first song, people were talking a lot, and some gentleman stood up and said, "Hey, you want to be quiet here? This young guy is trying to sing. You think that's easy? Show him some respect." And he sat down, and they were quiet. I did the 2 songs, and towards the end, he introduced himself to me. It was Alex Augustine.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh.
a couple of weeks later, there was a Greek festival out here in Staten Island. He was with a bunch of the Goodfellas guys. He come walking over to me, and he goes, "Do you remember me, son?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Listen," he goes, "you have a nice voice. Don't stop singing." He goes, "Oh, no." And that kind of like triggered the whole thing. I just kept singing, and then he would say, "I got a club out here in Queens. Why don't you come out to the Queens Club?" And he'd give me some mic time. And then I said I had a CD. He goes, "Drop me off a CD." Christmas time, he'd play some of my Christmas songs. He played stuff, and he became like a mentor to me. So the story about the teddy bear, I'm in his club, and Jackie Nunez
Yep.
was emceeing with him, and I brought a little teddy bear dressed in a Santa Claus outfit because it was around Christmas time, and I handed it to her, and she hugged me. She says, "Oh, you're my teddy bear." I said, "Thank you." And standing alongside her was Wilbur Rhodes, the Silver Fox. Remember him? And he said, "That would be a good name for you." He goes, "Because you sing, you have a voice like velvet, you should call yourself the Velvet Teddy Bear." And when I first did it, it used to be Teddy, and then I realized Ruben Stutters is called the Velvet Teddy Bear. So I said, I don't want to get sued if I'm putting it on CDs, so I changed it to Teddie, and that's it. And I'd be saying that was a lot of years ago. It stuck.
Oh, so that was beautiful. God rest your soul, Alex. We love you and miss you.
Oh, what a great man.
Yeah, we love and miss him. So, okay, beautiful. So, I want to thank both of you. And Brad, thank you for being able to join us and hanging out, okay? Neither one of us expected you to be able to hang out this long, so I'm so happy.
Yeah, my son just happened to pick a good time to fall asleep. So
Okay, cool. Perfect timing. So, Brad's it for everybody. Check him out, please. The kid's incredible, and what he's
Thank you.
doing for all these other artists is also incredible. Okay? Brad, I love you. You know how I feel about you, man. Keep doing what you're doing and follow your passion forever. Okay? You're amazing. Carl Marmo, the Velvet Teddy Bear, baby. You know how I feel about you and your amazing wife, my girlfriend, who I hear her giving you like ideas and pointers and answering things that you're forgetting. I got it. So listen.
She's my music director.
right.
She's my accountant. She keeps me in line as much as she can. She does everything for me.
We love her. So,
Yeah.
Carl, thank you so much.
Having me. Thank
What
you.
you're doing is incredible too, and I love that you're working with Brad, and your songs are awesome. So,
Thank you.
I
Me and Brad are not done yet. We're gonna he's gonna put something together in Jersey, or I'm gonna be putting something together back here in Staten Island, probably around April and May. We got to work together.
yeah,
It's-
definitely,
yeah.
definitely. Look forward to that.
I would like to read a poem out of my book. And I like reading this poem when I interview musicians, especially and all, because a lot of people will message me and say they were incredible. I wish I could do what they do. I wish and it's called Utilizing Gifts and Talents, because I want everybody out there to know that they all have something to offer, okay? Every single person has a talent. And really listen to the words of this poem, okay? We are born with talents, we are born with drive, with different gifts to help us thrive. I knew early on I was born to draw and paint, to also write poetry and to talk without restraint. Our gifts and talents should all be used. God's gift to us, not be abused. We can go far in life for sure, using our gifts to go on tour. All our talents should be used to create ourselves and more, but then our job's to share them, to even up the score. You see, in life, what's needed is not just for ourselves. Once our gifts are mastered, take them off the shelves. A living we can make by spreading them around, not just for the money, but to spread a peaceful sound. Don't take for granted the gifts you're given. Go out and spread the joy. Our gifts are not to be held back for us to self-destroy. Put your efforts forth. Do not hesitate. All your talents, my friend, are never second rate. Never hold them back, or you will surely die. Maybe not in body, but your soul will cry. Our gifts were made to share, our talents made to soar. Go through life enlightened, and then you can roar. Proud of who you are. Be happy you're alive. Once again, my friend, your gifts will help you thrive. By putting efforts forth, guys, not keeping them at bay, your names, listen, Brad and Carl, your names will live forever, baby, forever and a day. Go through life excited for what you sure can give. To yourself and others is our reason to live. Our grave will be quite lonely, but our legacy lives on. So make sure people smile with the breaking dawn. And that's what you guys are doing. Okay?
My son just woke up, sorry.
That's
Oh,
what
beautiful.
you guys are doing. You're making everybody smile with your music. So please, please, please never stop, okay?
You got it.
Okay, I love you guys.
Just keep it to my
Love you
booze.
too, Joe.
Producers, take us out.
Ladies
Thank
and
you, Joe.
gentlemen, Geri Petito.
I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Love's the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do,
Just what to do, just what to do.
if what you're feeling is really true,
Is it really true? Is it really true?
Just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change is found, change is found. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Love's the answer, the greener